I believe loyal opposition's one of its main purposes is to check the legislative agenda of the majority party.
Well, if impeachment is a good example of this, does that mean we don't do it very often because that we don't have very much loyal opposition?
The House is given the power to impeach, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 5, and the Senate is given the power to trial impeachments, Article 1, Section 3, Clause 6.
I'd say exhilarating. There's a definite rush to competing and knowing that you did well.
This program just makes me want to go out and make a difference and be a part of my country and government and just help make things better.
I'd go ahead and say life-changing.
What are the philosophical and historical foundations of the American political system? And what challenges might face American constitutional democracy in the 21st century? Every year, more than 1 million upper elementary, middle, and high school students from all 50 states grapple with these important questions while participating in the We the People, the Citizen, and the Constitution program.
Did the founders take Hobbes seriously, even if they didn't take James I seriously?
The founders were believers in the right of revolution, John Locke, and that's part of what spurred the writing of the Declaration of Independence.
I have to say the best experience of my life. I don't think I've ever done anything this incredible with so many different people.
We've just immersed ourselves in the world of these founders, what they've said, the letters that they've written to one another.
I would agree with my colleagues in saying that there's a direct correlation between these checks and balances and loyal opposition. In Federalist 70, Alexander Hamilton, when discussing opposing ideologies in government, he states that they promote deliberation, circumspection, and serve to check excess in the majority.
I've heard so many anecdotal stories from parents when they come to conferences and they say, you have no idea how you've changed the dinner conversation in our house.
I'm so proud to be part of this team.
Students start by studying the We the People textbook in tens of thousands of classrooms throughout the nation. Students learn about the philosophical ideas and democratic values that are the foundation of American constitutionalism. Through their study, they develop an understanding of how these ideas influenced the founders in the creation of the Constitution and Bill of Rights, and how these ideas influence the development of institutions of government. And most importantly, students learn what it means to be an enlightened citizen, one that understands government and the importance of citizen involvement in their community, state, and nation.
Before, I was just one of the normal kids whose political views basically amounted to what my parents thought and what they told me over dinner after reading the newspaper. So now I think it's helped me realize that I can make decisions myself.
Each year, approximately 1,200 high school students from all 50 states ascend on Washington, D.C. to compete in the We the People National Finals. After 2 days of rigorous competition, the top 10 classes compete for the national championship in hearing rooms on Capitol Hill. While in the nation's capital, the students also visit historic sites and have a chance to meet with members of Congress.
I'd love just to hear a little bit about how you think things are going on the Hill.
Well, there's good and bad. You know, it's like everything. The country's very polarized, and one of the big challenges we have is that we've got to cross that divide in order to solve problems.
I voted against the war in Iraq. There's only 22 senators who voted against war in Iraq. I had people demonstrating outside my office telling me I'd be defeated because of that. I thought it was the right thing to do.
Since the program's inception in 1987, more than 28 million students and 90,000 educators have participated in the We the People program. The program enjoys the active participation of members of Congress, as well as support from educational, professional, business, and community organizations across the nation.
And it's not just these kids who come to Washington, D.C. It's every government student that goes through the We the People program.
You know, our number one goal that we talk about every time we sit down to do this is, above all else, guys, have fun, all right? Because this is such an amazing experience, and as so many of the judges say, you're going to look back on this and so fondly, and so just really enjoy it and soak it up.
And all those people that are sitting behind you, they should be very, very proud of you today. Good job.
Great job.
It was possibly the coolest thing I've ever done.